Insane shark bite story, most ridiculous shark bite attack survival story I've ever heard, and I saw the scar to know that it's true. Welcome in, much love. Trav here. Want to share this with you because one, it's such an outrageous story, and also there's a lot that we can learn from it. So I heard this story, and the scar was from my Craigslist ride up to Humboldt. So I just went on a 6-week trip to Texas and to Mexico and to the East Coast and to the South. Flew back to San Fran, hung out with my buddy for a couple days, and because the flights in are so expensive, because there's only United, there's like will be one carrier, I prefer to catch a Craigslist ride, and that way I can meet interesting people as well. So I got a ride up from this guy Rick, and Rick, I don't know, 50, 60, but he had a shark attack, survived a shark attack when he was 25. So Rick, and again, I saw the scar, and it is, you will believe, right? Wow. So Rick was living in Hawaii, was working, doing some cool stuff, I'm not exactly sure, but he was with some buddies and they were dive fishing off of a reef, and if they want to catch the big fish, they go to where the sharks go. So he's doing the thing where he dives down, holds his breath for 20, 30, or for a couple minutes, dives down 20, 30 feet, spear guns comes up. So he's down on this reef, comes around the corner, and there's a tuna, an ahi, or whatever. So he blasts the tuna, and then now the tuna is a big fish. The tuna is attached to him because of the spear gun is attached to his belt, and the belt is now attached to the fish. So he reels the fish in or whatever, and the fish starts to take him for a ride. And that's the last he remembers, but you don't want to be in shark waters with a bloody fish strapped onto you. So that's one lesson, obviously. Like, I'm going surfing today. I'm not concerned about sharks because I'm not going to have a bloody fish tied to my waist. So the shark comes in, bites the tuna and him. Unclear how he gets to the surface, but his guts are literally coming out. Later, the doctor says no one has ever lived. I've never ever seen anyone live from that. And the guy who saved you, most doctors would never have been able to do that. So he makes it to the surface somehow, and his intestines are literally spilling out. The shark's got him cut in half. So his buddy, he's a Navy SEAL. His buddy's a Navy SEAL. His friend ties his intestines in knots to close them, shoves it in his body, has everyone on the boat strip all their clothes so that he can use the clothes to make a barrier and a tourniquet for his body, and does some other crazy shit. So that's a key, is you want to have good people around you, skilled people, smart people, action-taking people. If this dude did not have the SEAL there, he would have died for sure. Literally tied his intestines in a knot, stuffed him into his body. Again, you see the guy's scar on his abdomen? 100% real. So he manages to live through it, although it seriously disrupts his life because his body's kind of fucked up. He was saying that he can't swim, whatever. He was addicted to oxys for like 6 years or 8 years. Got off it by switching to smoking marijuana. Obviously, Humboldt dude coming up here. Duh, right? And was saying, like, if you have to choose one, sure. You don't want to be addicted to oxys, right? So, a couple more lessons. Well, one, the dude is alive, and he felt his world got rocked up, but he's also thankful to be alive because he shouldn't be alive. He should have died, right? So when shit goes wrong, it's like easy to focus on, man, that was unlucky, but also, holy shit, I'm alive, For those of us that haven't had our worlds rocked yet, don't take what you have for granted. I'm walking in this video. I don't know if I'll be walking tomorrow, right? I'm lucky. I don't take that shit for granted. I'm grateful. And studies show that gratitude increases quality of life. makes you live better, maybe makes you live longer. Be grateful for what you have. Another wrinkle to the story is the SEAL who saved him, died 6 months later in a deployment, and I'm not sure if it was the Middle East or whatever, but it's like, damn, man, save a life. And I'm not sure what the lesson of that is, other than life is pretty short. So yeah, I think it's good to know about this sort of a thing so that you can avoid the same mistakes and learn, have some of the same lessons to try to avoid the situation, but put yourself in a spot where you have the right people around you. Again, sharks are a real danger, but you make it way worse when you go to where they are and have a bloody fish strapped to your waist, right? But you always want to have a SEAL, real or metaphorical, in your corner. Someone who can stay calm, you know. What if instead there was some hysterical, screaming person? Then you're fucking dead, right? But you have the right person, and when shit gets wild. So, yeah, thanks to the SEALs for that. That's nuts. Yeah, cool story, bro. I thought it was interesting and wanted to share. That was Rick. Now he sells art, going back to Maui soon. I thought it was pretty interesting, so let me know what you think about that. Try to share some more stories. Stories are fun and good. Made it back to Humboldt, yay! Woo! And I'll be here for a couple months. Got a short trip to Vegas in the middle, and then I'm going to Japan in July, so I'm pretty stoked about that, and I've got lots to share between now and then and after then, so make sure to keep tuning in. Talk to you soon. See you in the comments. Much love. Peace.